knocks and stuff, I suppose, after the Champions League?
Yeah, obviously Mark McNulty is back. Garrod Morrissey is back in contention. Conor McCarthy isn't. Still has an issue with his hamstring. Keith Camping is injured, and but everyone else is nearly okay.
What's the feeling like being in the squad since the defeat on Tuesday?
Well, the lads were disappointed because obviously we were all looking forward to the Champions League. We knew how difficult it was. I think there was enough said in it. At the end of the day, you get 2 games and you have opportunity to score goals, and we didn't. I think that's what was frustrating. But in terms of the effort, the way the team played, you know, their total commitment, everything was fantastic. It was just, you know, everyone felt a little bit disappointed that we felt there was opportunity to score and we didn't. So, but you know, I suppose like everything else, Rory, we look forward to the Champions League. That's over with. We're back to the bread and butter, and obviously we know how crucial is tomorrow's game because, you know, obviously a 2-horse race, and we need to keep the pressure on, and you know, we can't afford to drop points.
It's not a case that you have to kind of remotivate the players going back into the league tomorrow, is it?
No, not at all. Absolutely, training has been excellent. We've been in since obviously we came home late Tuesday night stroke Wednesday morning, and you know, we've been in since Thursday every day, and all our working has been geared on Derry because obviously we know they're a very dangerous team, can cause a lot of problems. They brought a number of new players into their squad, so they've refreshed themselves with 5 new signings. So and we could see the other night, you know, they had a fantastic 2-1 away win in Europe. So from that point of view, they obviously are better than they had been. So, you know, but at the same time, the lads know what they have to do to get back to getting points on the board. And, you know, as I keep saying, you know, we're league champions. The priority is to see can we retain the league, and that's what we need to start tomorrow night with a win. As
you say, with them playing in Europe on Thursday, the last thing they probably want is a trip to Cork on Monday.
Yeah, but I suppose, you know, everyone is professional footballers, you know, and we've gone to the stage now with teams in Europe and everything. It's gone to a stage where teams just have to play, you know, Tuesday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, whatever way the break is. That's just the way it is. You know, Derry asked, you know, could we give them an extra day? The game was supposed to be today, and obviously, you know, we facilitated because, you know, we're both on the opposite ends of the country, and we know they're similar to like ourselves. We're always in coaches and travelling, so you know it's good for clubs to help each other out, and but at the same time, I have no doubt, you know, the win that they had in Thursday night will give them a huge boost.
Other years, John, though there have been maybe hangovers after Europe, is it a bit of a leveler that Derry have had the same commitments as you, rather than having kind of a week off to fully focus on playing Cork City? Yeah,
well, absolutely, and the other side to that as well is that obviously our squads have got stronger. You know, Derry have a stronger squad than they had before. We have a stronger squad. The competition there for places. So, you know, as I keep saying, you would be disappointed if there was any hangover, because certainly in the last 3 or 4 days of training, there's been no showing of that. Everyone is looking to play. You know, obviously fellas that had been on the bench for the European matches are looking to start as well. So from that point of view, you know, I keep saying if you're competition for places, the chances are you won't have any hangover. So we'll wait and see, but certainly we know tomorrow's a huge game for us.
And the results since the break probably look like there's a dip in form, but they probably mask the performances, like an own goal in Dundalk would have been a draw, missed penalty against Rovers, that'll be a win, and then played well against Legia, you know, up against it. Like, does it add extra pressure when you have gone 3-4 games like that without winning?
No, what adds pressure is that we're the biggest following in the country. Everyone expects us to win, and sometimes maybe, you know, we have to pinch ourselves in what has happened over the last number of years here. But at the same time, you know, we've won games this year that possibly we may not have, and you could argue 2 ways. You can spin it whatever way you want, but the bottom line is that, you know, since the break, you know, we took a draw at home against Rovers, a game we should have won. We only got a point. So, and we could have come out of Dundalk with a point, and we came out with nothing. So, possibly winning at one stage. So, yes, that's disappointing, but, you know, I keep saying you can't feel sorry for yourself. The league title is there. I expect big reaction from the players. You know, maybe, and I keep saying this being a Monday night game, middle of summer, maybe some of our supporters are, you know, thinking, well, we'll wait for another game. We need an absolutely massive atmosphere tomorrow night, and I'm hoping there's no hangover from our supporters, that they'll come out in huge numbers, because the atmosphere in the ground has been phenomenal all year. But we need that because you know, the 3 points tomorrow are vital for us to keep the pressure on and stay in the title race.
And do you think the general reaction to the Legia game was fair, or was it maybe a bit too harsh, or is that just the nature of the kind of the club improving, the quality of players improving, that the standards are higher when you do go up against a bigger team?
Yeah, I don't really know, Dennis. I try and keep myself away from that, because ultimately there can be a bit of hysteria by a small number of people. What I do know is that the atmosphere at our ground this year has been phenomenal. The night in Legia sell out, the atmosphere was incredible, and I see those people that come in week out supporting our club being, understand exactly what this club is doing. They want us to win trophies, they want us to compete in the Champions League, and that's what we're trying to do. And so sometimes, is there an overreaction? I don't know. I think, to be fair, anyone that was at the home game could see that we were desperate looking at to get a result, but we didn't, and we had opportunities. I think in the away game, we didn't create as much, but we still had opportunities. So that's the way it goes. But I keep saying that's gone. The reason we got there was because we won the league last year, and we're in a position this year where we're in a great position to challenge for the title. But at the same time, we have to bounce back and get points on the board, and we can't afford not to win matches, because if we drift off, well, then there won't be a challenge to the title. So that's why I keep saying to everyone, come out, force yourself to come out tomorrow night, be at the match, create the atmosphere, because it's all about the 3 points, and 3 points tomorrow night for me will put us back on track again, and that's what we need.
And will you almost be ignoring the Europa League draw so tomorrow? When you are focusing on the game tomorrow night?
Yeah, obviously we'll hear about it. We know, that we have a representative going out to see the draw. We already know, the 5 matches.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a genius to see that there's some, incredibly tough teams in that, and there's possibly 1 or 2 games that, if you get them, gives you a better chance. So, but either way, when I keep saying, while people say it was great to get a turnaround, I'm always saying you love to win a match in Europe, and sometimes maybe if you go to the second round, it might be easier to get not easier, but you have a better chance of going through. But look, we'll deal with that when it comes. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, tomorrow night, I keep saying, Derry, biggest match of the season for us, and if we don't take points, we put ourselves under pressure to retain our league. And so no matter what goes on in Europe, the opportunity for us is to make sure, 1, that we qualify from Europe, and 2, can we retain the league title, which will put us back in the Champions League.
And the game back in June will be enough of a reminder to players that they can't switch off anyway. Well,
it was a credible game where we played really well, went 2-0 up, and Derry came back and got 2 goals in 3 minutes, and the game was 2-2. It was on a knife edge. The lads showed great character that night. So we need all that, but Derry definitely have improved with the new players they brought in. Certainly playing in the middle of the park, Dean Shields has come in, who has a lot of experience in this league with Dundalk. They brought in a centre back, Seaborn, big strong lad. Brought a guy Fisk on the left wing, and they brought Ali Roy in, who had been with Sligo in Europe front. And so they brought a lot of energy into their team. So from that point of view, we can see that their squad is better, their team is better than before. So we need to be ready for the match.